Hello, today's analysis is going to be of Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Deamonhunters, and we're going to start as we always do on this channel with the disclaimer. This game was not purchased for full price, it was purchased at reduced cost on a Steam summer sale. It was played on multiple difficulty settings including easy and normal. The game was played from a participant observer standpoint. To move on, Immersion. The game rates an 8 out of 15. It attempts a lot of methods to immerse the player. It attempts to use the graphics, which are admittedly impressive. It uses challenge by presenting the player with strategic and tactical puzzles. It does include something of a story, although the story is not necessarily overwhelming, but it is there for players who are interested in it. It does permit some agency for players, although this is somewhat limited, and a lot of the additional unlocks are additional customizations are done through unlocks. So there is something of a challenge to unlock those. It's not all unlocked at first, but it is not insignificant, so that contributes to the overall score of 8 out of 15, above average. Difficulty. Now, for this, the game rates a 7 out of 15. The game does not necessarily describe very well what is meant by the difficulty settings. However, as we can see from the graphics on the screen, it doesn't negatively contribute to difficulty through poor interface design. Everything on the screen is very understandable, what it does, how it affects the battle space, and what it's going to cause. So for this, we really want to give it a 7 out of 15. If it did provide a more complete description of what these difficulty settings do and how that's going to affect the overall gameplay, we would definitely rate it higher. Lasting appeal. Lasting appeal is again a 7 out of 15. There isn't a whole lot outside of the campaign mode for players to engage with. It is best optimized for lasting appeal by playing it in only short spurts, one mission or two at a time, depending on how much immersion the player has gained. It would be increased with additional DLC, but as it is not necessarily below average by any stretch of the imagination, nor is it necessarily above average by any stretch of the imagination. It is really only the optimization through short playtime that lets it down. So our final analysis of the game, a bit of a surprise even to us here, is that it rates a 9.7 out of 15. It's definitely above average for a game. For players who are into that sort of tactical puzzle that the game represents, and also for players who are familiar with the Warhammer 40,000 mythos and the universe. But it should appeal to just general fans of tactical gameplay like XCOM, because it is a simpler and a more approachable game than necessarily some of the XCOM games can be. Beyond that, it really does rely a bit overmuch on the Warhammer 40,000 universe. However, it is a very well carried out game, and for that reason it does rate in 9.7 out of 15. Or for those who are very concise about it, that is a 9.66 repeatings, but we round it up to 9.7. Thanks, that's all we've got for today, and goodbye.